Hello there, Internet. Today is Tuesday, February the 28th. This is the second last day in February, so if you thought that February only had 28 days this year, you're wrong. It's got 29. Now that I've educated you, just really quickly, I'm in the middle of uploading a couple videos. One is called Stomp by Adam Rose. This is essentially a video, not a video, an effect. An effect. Let's do it that way. This is an effect where a spectator signs a card, the card disappears from the deck, and all of a sudden it appears in the magician's shoe. This is completely impromptu as long as you're prepared ahead of time. I realize that does not make sense, but once you see the effect, once you learn the effect, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. You don't need any, once you basically, if you leave the house with what you have, you're done. You don't need anything else. You don't need no weird setups. You just have to leave the house with something. Most of us have something, but it needs to be a certain something. I think I could be more vague, but I'm not going to try. So there's Stomp by Adam Rose, and then there's a second one called MDX4 by Matthew Duarte. This is basically a signed card, then has 4 X's drawn on each corner. One by one in front of the spectator and in full view, the 4 X's all move to one side of the card, the one corner of the card I might add. That card can then be handed out, given away, and it is still the spectator's signed card. This is a very, very good effect. Eric Jones and Jason Brumbelow were with me at Sorcerer Safari last year, and Matthew Duarte performed this effect on the on the stage for the campers show. Every year there's always the camper show at the end of the week. All the campers, show stuff that they've been working on for the year, stuff they learned during the week. It's really fun. A lot of good things come out of it. But both Jason and Eric saw this and they were like, whoa. So they approached Matthew, and lo and behold, things worked out. Matthew's releasing it through us. It's taught by Eric Jones. I don't know why Matthew couldn't be on screen. Who knows? We don't know. But it's taught by Eric, taught very well. And it is a very good effect. I love the premise of this effect. It all started, for me, it started out with Ultimate Holy Terror by Mike Powers, where you would punch a hole in a signed card, and one by one the holes would move to one corner, and you could give out the card, and it was their signed card. When I was creating the Black Tiger Gaff deck, I essentially based one of the tricks on that Gaff deck off of Mike Powers' deck, which then made it onto the Ghost Gaff deck. Justin Miller went ahead and then taught a version of the effect on the DVD, the Army of 52, and it's been on all the Gaff decks since, with the exception, I think, of the Arcane, and it might be on the Arcane. I'd have to look, but I know it's definitely not on Ultra Gaff. But that's basically my premise for I love that trick. I just really love that trick. And then in watching this with the MDX4, it's a great trick. It's highly visual, and again, you can sign the card, give it to the spectator after you're done, and they've got all the X's. Basically you're giving them a souvenir of all the magic that they just saw in front of their eyes. Really good effect. Stomp, really good. Basically, like I said, you stomp on a deck of cards that's spread out on the ground. Their card disappears from the deck into your shoe. $9.95. MDX4 is $14.95. Both really good effects. For $25, you're getting a lot of good magic there. I'm just in the middle of finishing uploading them. Let me just see how well we're going. We're about 60% through. We've got a release in half an hour, so as soon as I finish uploading this, I'm actually going to upload this video, and the two might actually coincide. I'm not sure. So that's basically what's going on. I'm just finishing up, getting things ready. The videos look fantastic. They're high def videos. Someone complained once and said, "Oh, you say your video's in high def, but it really wasn't." You know what? I took it to heart. For those of you that are listening, or even watching, for those of you that are watching, that's good. The balance between high def and file size is extremely fine. It's very, very hard to get a high def file that I'm happy with as far as screen resolution, clarity, audio, visuals, no artifacts on the screen, and have it manageable. I'm not going to have a 30-minute trick end up being a 1 gigabyte download. That is absolutely ridiculous, and there's no reason for it. So sometimes I will dumb down the resolution. I'll dumb down the bit rate. It takes me a few tries to find something I'm happy with, which is why a lot of our videos never have the same pixel ratios and all that, or bit rates even, that the previous ones had, because shorter videos can have higher bit rates as long as I stay within that magic number of making it easy to download and not an inconvenience for all of you guys. That's the hard part. And that's sometimes why it takes me so long. It takes me 3 or 4 days just to get a video that I'm happy with. I get a high-res output from Peter or whoever the editor is, and essentially I'll take that like 1.5 gigabyte file and convert it into something that's usable, the Windows Media format as well as the M4V, which is like the portable and the QuickTime format. So I'm in the middle of that right now. And also, let me just go ahead and just turn this around real quickly. You all know that I had I've got a server, and I'm basically in the middle of phasing this server out because essentially this thing's getting old. This is like 5 years old right now. It's a 2 terabyte server, and right now I'm transferring it, a lot of the files from that, over to my new server, which is a beast. This thing is awesome, dude. I've basically got a 500 gigabyte boot drive here. It doesn't need to be any bigger than that. But I've got two 2 terabyte drives here. I've got room for a third, a fourth, and a fifth. So 6 drives in this thing altogether. It took me a while to find the motherboard that I wanted. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, an i3 processor. It doesn't need to be super fast, just needs to do what I want. And if you're going to be running that many drives, you need a fan. You need a fan here, and you need a fan here, and I'm probably going to try and figure out another way to put a fan up there. You need a lot of air blowing in these things because these drives generate a lot of heat. This is a Fedora Unix-based server running, it's called Amahai, which is a media server. And the great thing about it is, once everything's up and running, the server, everything runs off of this drive, but basically what happens is the software I have takes a look at these drives and says, you know what, you've got 2 terabyte drives, I'm going to combine them into one 4 terabyte drive. And so then I'm going to have, I'm going to have 10 terabytes altogether, and the system's going to think that I have like a 10 terabyte server instead of, like 4, 5, 2 terabyte drives. This means I can store large files, everything's going to be in one directory, I don't have to worry about, oh crap, my hard drive's getting full, now I've got to start splitting shit up. I don't have to worry about that, and I'm going to have some redundancy built in, so even though I do have 10 terabytes, some of that's going to be reserved for backing up important files like all my Illusionist files, so I am going to have a backup of my backup. That would just be stupid of me not to have that. So let's go ahead and just turn this back, and there we go, get myself in frame. Oh yeah, there we go, excellent. So that's all I wanted to say. Quick little update on what was going on. I suppose I could review Stomp and MDX4 in a day or two, and I might actually do that. I've watched it several times, so I know these things inside and out. Haven't performed them, but I do, like I said, I know, I can recognize the pros and cons of all of them. But in my next video, immediately after this one, I'm actually going to go a little bit of a rant. And that rant, you will understand why it's a rant after you're done watching. Won't be long, but I'm just going to, I'm just going to let my mind loose. There's a couple of things that just really bother me, and it's like the whole magic thing, like the niche markets. But let's not sully this video with all the stuff from that video. So you guys have a good day. Like I said, today, Thursday, damn it, I almost said it right the first time. Tuesday, February the 28th. You guys have a good day, and if you want, go ahead and download some videos, and I will talk to you in a few minutes. Bye.